everyone, it's your lady Win Ari here. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you coming to watch this video today. On this channel I film about faith, family, marriage, and random ideas, and thank you so much for joining our family today. If you like my content, consider subscribing, liking, and sharing this video on all your social media platforms, and thank you so much. So today I'm going to be discussing 5 signs of a healthy marriage. Psychologists consider a healthy relationship, and let's see if I agree with them. I got this from Google. I was running out of ideas of what to film, so I said let me go on Google and see what's out there, and I typed in healthy relationship, and then this popped up, and according to psychologists, this is what is considered 5 signs of a healthy relationship. So let's get into the video. Let's go. I would like to apologize for not being on YouTube for 2 weeks. Life got really busy. I was tired in a good way. I had a lot of things to do in my personal life, and it just kind of took over. So I needed a break, so I took it. But I'm back because YouTube is my passion, and I will be on this platform for a long time. Whether we grow, we don't grow, I'm going to be here, okay? Because I actually enjoy filming videos for YouTube. So like I said earlier, we'll be talking about 5 signs of a healthy relationship. So let's get into the video. According to psychologists, I will not be citing the website because I don't want to. So just take my word for it. This is what psychologist says, okay? Number 1, they say respect. It says, we all want to be respected in our relationships, but what exactly does that mean? I agree with this. Respect is very important in a healthy relationship because, yeah, it's important. You show me you love me by respecting me. You show me that you care for me by respecting my choices. You show me that you love me by respecting my decisions. And that's hard sometimes, especially if your partner is not doing what you consider to be right. But the respect you have for them, you can air your views, you can air your concerns, you can state your opinion while still respecting the other person's decision, whatever that may be, right? So I do actually agree with this. Respect is very important in a healthy relationship or marriage. Trust. It says this one might seem obvious, but it's not. The definition of trust in a relationship is always changing. This is so true, guys. This is absolutely very true. So there are different levels or different stages of trust in a relationship or a marriage. When you get married initially, or when you're dating initially, trust is simple in the sense that you can trust that your partner will call you. You can trust that they will text you before you go to bed. You can trust that they won't hurt you. But when you're in like a long-term relationship, trust changes over time. I wouldn't trust my life with a boyfriend, but I will trust my life with my spouse. What does that mean? I feel if I needed a kidney tomorrow, my spouse will give it to me, and vice versa for me as well. That is trust on a different level, you know. Don't go give kidneys to any boyfriend or girlfriend now, because it's not worth it, okay? I said spouse, and I said years of marriage, not just immediately, years of marriage, right? So trust is, it evolves with your relationship, you know. And the goal in a healthy relationship is to build on your trust, is to make sure that you have a solid bond together whereby when you say I trust you with my life, you literally mean I trust you with my life. I trust you with my body. I trust you with my whole being. I trust that whatever decisions you make, even if I don't always understand or agree with them, I have to trust that you're making the decisions because you feel at that moment that is what is right for the family. You know, so trust, it's on a different level when you've been married for a long time. Anyone that's married will let you know that it's a different level when you've been married for a very long time, like some people have, right? Communication, obviously, this is an obvious point. Even friends need to communicate. Everybody needs to communicate. Parents need to communicate with your children. If you don't have a healthy communication line in your relationship, then That's not good, because even when you're upset with your spouse, you love them, you trust them, you respect them enough to communicate to them properly, in the right tone of voice, in the right way. I won't come at my man when I know he's had a hard day at work, when I know, he had, maybe something happened that is tragic in his life. I would not come and argue at that moment with him, or try to make a point at that moment I'm with him. Communication means you state your point and you listen. So you talk, you take a breather, let the other person talk as well, and you understand each other. So a healthy communication line is extremely important in a healthy relationship. If you consider yourself to be in a healthy marriage, check yourself. Do you shout at your spouse? Do you yell that your neighbors know where you're at? Do you yell that your whole neighborhood knows that, oh my gosh, they're fighting again, or they're discussing again? Gone are those days whereby you have to shout to make your point. When I'm extremely serious in my home, my voice is like this. Let me clear my throat. When I really want to get the ears and the attention of my spouse, I'll be like this. Okay. I have this very, very low voice, because let's be real, if you're shouting at me, I won't listen to you. If I'm shouting at my spouse, he won't listen to me either. So to get his attention, or to get my attention, we have to speak in a respectful way to each other, so that you can actually communicate properly and in a healthy way. Gone are those days whereby you shout. It don't work no more, okay? No need to shout to make a point. Ooh, this one is said sex. So this will be marriage. I would say in a relationship, because again, I'm a Christian, so I will preach. I will focus on the marriage aspect of this topic, because I don't want to be controversial. So I'm going to talk about the marriage aspect of sex. So in a healthy relationship, yes, you do have sex. In a healthy marriage, my apologies, in a healthy marriage, I didn't say in a healthy marriage, not relationship. Please, before you come for me, in a healthy marriage, you do have sex. Again, if you have sex in your relationship, I don't judge you. Ain't my business. I'm just talking about my own point of view. Take it or leave it. Okay? As long as you don't have any health issues or reasons why you cannot have sex physically, sex and intimacy is extremely important in a relationship. In a marriage. In a marital relationship, let me put it that way. The reason is that you connect on a different level. When you're in that moment with your spouse, there's a different level of vulnerability that you open yourself to, that without getting too risque, in a healthy marriage, you do have a lot of sex. Okay, let's be real. You should have sex. At least twice a week, you should be having sex, because you want to come back to center. You want to come back to that level of interaction, that level of intimacy with your spouse. And intimacy doesn't always mean sex. It can also mean holding hands, kissing. It can also mean kissing on the forehead. It could mean a lot of things. But I'm saying in a marriage, you should, as long as there's no health reasons why you cannot have sex, you should be having sex. You should. You should be connecting on that level. You should. Again, you should in a marriage. And then this is number 5. It's a collaboration. So this is very, very true. Again, I agree with this point as well. See, I actually agree with all the points of the psychologist. I do. So collaboration, when you're in a healthy relationship, you plan for the future. You plan, you actually see them in your future plan. So example, if I wanted to start a hair business tomorrow, I'm already incorporating my husband into that hair business. I'm already figuring out where he fits in that business. I'm already trying to figure out, will he handle the finances? Will he handle negotiating the deal for me? will he handle just the day-to-day online sales? You collaborate together. If he has a business tomorrow, he already has a spot for me in that business, whether I'm active or not. He already has, okay, my wife will be on the board, my kids will be on the board. Like, we collaborate together because we are building a lifelong goal for each other. We are building a lifelong dream for each other. So when it comes to a healthy relationship, because you see a future together, you tend to want to commingle things together. You tend to want to join things together and collaborate for the greater good of your relationship, if that makes sense. So I actually agree with the 5 signs of a healthy relationship according to psychologists. Okay, I will add in here though, of course, as a Christian girl that I am, Jehovah, Jesus, God should be the center of your relationship, should be the third party of your relationship. Because as long as God starts your relationship, I promise you, these 5 points, respect, trust, communication, sex, and collaboration, will all come together seamlessly. Okay? It actually will come together, because even in the Bible, it talks about sex. In the Bible, it talks about respect. It talks about trust. It talks about communication. It talks about collaboration. All of these points, there are verses in the Bible that will actually support these points, okay? So in a healthy relationship, guys, I do actually agree with the psychologist. So that's all for today's video, guys. Again, my name is Win Ari. If you've watched till this end, please subscribe, like, share, follow me on my social media platforms. They will be linked below. And I will see you in my next video. Have an amazing day. Bye. Deuces.